So this is funny simply because it shows how perception of things change so quickly. And it shows how people who are working in an industry that they don't really understand, fear things. So the creator of Xbox Live, Greg Canessa, said that when the service was put into place,
2005.
Yeah, thereabouts. People were completely terrified in within Microsoft that it was going to ruin basically the console industry. They were afraid that it was going to piss off publishers who thought that these $10 and $15 games they were offering were going to ruin people's desire to get these AAA games. People, I guess, at first did not see this as a separate market for indie games necessarily. And yeah, there was a lot of panic over it because at that point in time, they were still under the old model where basically they had to kiss the publishers' asses to make sure that they were getting the games for their systems and their exclusives, and they thought that this might step on their toes. So obviously that this has not affected anything. There was concerns that it might cause the price of the value of a physical release game to drop. Which obviously has not happened. Maybe it should with the widespread availability of digital releases now, especially for full big games. But yeah, this obviously didn't have a catastrophic effect. As a matter of fact, I think it's having a fairly good effect on the games industry.
I think they overestimated. Yeah, they probably overestimated the strength of these $5 and $10 games, and they probably didn't realize that there's no way that Grand Theft Auto can come out and people won't spend $60 on
right.
it. Like, just because there's an indie game for $10, they're not going to buy a $60 game. No, I think people realize that they're two entirely different things. They're two different universes of games.
If there are people who are spending more money on something like Xbox Live or the PlayStation Network, which I am, than on AAA titles, it's not because of the service is ruining the retail market. It's because no one's putting out games that I'm really interested in right now in the retail area, the $60 level.
Sure, I don't understand their fear about physical games going down in value, when I always argue that physical games should be a little bit more than the digital version of a game. That doesn't make any sense.
I think they meant at the time there was no because when Xbox Live started, there was no. Let's just take Street Fighter 4, for example. I don't know if the timing is right on this, but there was a physical release of Street Fighter 4, but there was no downloadable version of Street Fighter 4. So I feel what they're saying here is, and the fear is stupid and unfounded, but I think where they're coming from is that, well, if there's these games that are $15 that people are playing, then to entice them to buy this physical release of a game, we would need to drop it to $40 to close in the price points.
Closing the gap. But I think people realize that if the games are incomparable, unless there was a game just like Street Fighter 4 for $10, it wasn't going to matter. So it's interesting. And then Canessa in this interview stated that the 70-30 revenue split between developers and storefronts has become sort of an industry standard. 70-30, that's not terrible.
I think that's what Apple does. I think that's what PSN does. Like he said, it has basically become the standard.
Could it be 80-20? Yeah, probably, but 70-30 isn't like you're totally getting screwed over. So that's fine for giving you the platform to come out with your games. So not much more to add on it. Now digital ain't going away. Some people think that the Nintendo NX will only be digital and no physical games. That's a theory. I'm not sure it's going to happen, but that's a theory. So we'll see what happens. I don't think physical will ever entirely go away, though. I just don't see it happening. I think
if Nintendo's going to go digital only, they need to start putting things in their fucking systems bigger than, I think it was 500 megabytes in the Wii, and maximum size system you could get for the Wii U was 32 gigabytes.
Yeah,
I mean, to me, that's one that... Anyways.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. I just don't. And plus, there'll be less of a reason to buy all the different bundle packages. Like, oh, this one has Mario Kart in it. Yeah, you can put digital copies in it, but to have the physical thing, there's still a tangible. It's still nice to have the tangible object. I don't think that's ever going to go away.